trauma bonds. Got close off of battle scars. Equal pain, so we think it's equal game. Same team, but it's different hearts. Same goals, but it's different shots. Thought we was winning the same. Turns out you were just running me game. Should've known, but I couldn't guess it. It's a damn shame.
Welcome back, everybody, to an emergency. Sorry, I have to emphasize that. Emergency episode of Hoop MCs. Brought to you by myself, Hassan, and my co-host, Nassim. What's going on with Nassim?
What's up, Hassan? How are you today?
Terrible.
Yeah,
Terrible.
I figured.
Yeah, we literally got off recording an episode earlier today. And just figured, we're essentially news reporters here. You know what I'm saying?
You know, the funny thing is I don't know if the episode we recorded 2 hours ago is going to get released, but we literally said that there's no storylines in the NBA, and then one just gets brought up, man.
Yep, exactly.
Be careful what you wish for, I guess, because it's against the Rockets this time.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. This kind of came left field for me. I watched, I think, the second quarter and a bit of the third, because, I got home kind of late, ate dinner, looked at the end of the first quarter, we were down 21. And then that kind of broke me down. And so I'm like, you know what? Let me watch the second quarter. See if we could chip away at this. Nope. Did not happen. Third quarter, just nothing good was happening at all. It was essentially close to a 30-point game at that point. And I'm like, all right, I'm turning this off. This is not good for my health.
Yeah. I didn't, let me just be very clear. I knew we were getting blown out. I even mentioned it in our podcast that we recorded earlier today. So I didn't even watch it. The only thing I saw was LeBron hit a corner three, and he wasn't even looking at the basket after he shot it. He just stared at his bench. And that's when I knew, we're just dog shit.
I saw that live happen, and I didn't realize, at the very moment that he hit it, he turned around. Because I saw the bench react. And I'm like, all right, man, this guy's pissing me off about LeBron.
Yeah.
Because you know how I went off on LeBron and how I just thought he was corny. By the way, if you guys haven't seen that episode, make sure you check it out. But
Nice self-promo.
Yeah, seriously. But no, that I gotta admit, I'll hand it to him. He did ball out this game, LeBron.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, you saw more than I did. I just know we got shit on, and LeBron carried.
Dude, it was so frustrating to watch, literally. I've never seen a team just so, out of it. They just don't mesh well. I don't know what it is. It could be, I feel like it could just be, the chemistry. And we're going to get to this, by the way, essentially. We haven't even essentially dropped the storyline yet. I'm sure by the time you guys are watching this, you'll already know the news, but essentially James Harden had a post-game conference with the media, and he kind of called it a quits in the post-game. So, so that's kind of what this episode is about. And it's funny because when I was watching the game, I basically was just looking at Harden the whole time, and I'm like, man, I feel like he does not, legitimately, the man does not want to be here.
Yeah, then again, we even talked about it earlier.
I thought you had left, honestly.
Me?
Yeah, because after I finished that, there was a good 6-second pause.
Oh, I'm not gonna lie, you kind of froze, so I was just panicking and waiting for the audio to come back. But that'll be awkward. Okay, but anyways, I thought. Well, when we said it earlier, me and you both kind of agreed we weren't saying Harden would give 100% with the Rockets if he stayed. And I mean, not even 3 hours later, what were his exact words? I think he said, "I love this city. I've gave it everything I can. I can't do this anymore," or what?
So I don't know if he answered it in two questions or not, but he said, "Man, this situation's crazy. We're nowhere near that team." Referencing the Lakers, chemistry-wise, talent-wise, he's like, I've done everything I can for this city, but I just don't think we're good enough, or something along those lines. it's crazy how verbatim like literally I'm telling you verbatim what he said, and it's essentially like his declaration that like, yo, I wanna be out.
Yeah. What would you do if you're the Rockets now?
Are you talking about like ownership and management?
Yeah. Like how do you even proceed? I mean, he just
I
basically
mean,
just said I don't want to be here, and that's obviously not going to be good. I
I
mean,
don't.
it was already obvious, but
I mean, honestly, it's gonna get blown out of proportion in the media. But this was a story before the season started. We already knew he never wanted to be here, so I don't think it changes in terms of value wise. Um, but I do, if I'm ownership or management, I'll start picking up the phone call and start, calling some of those teams in the East. There you have a couple of them like the Miami Heat. They're kind of struggling. Toronto, I don't know if Toronto would make that deal just because of how bad they look.
yeah.
So it doesn't. Who knows? Like, essentially, I don't know what they would offer. Like, would they blow it up for a 2-year rental with Harden? Maybe, just
I mean, they
because
did it for Kawhi, and it
they
worked out.
did. They did take that risk. You're right about that. The Celtics in Philadelphia, it's hard to say whether they'll pull the trigger just because they're the top two teams right now in the East.
Yeah.
But I kind of do want to talk a little bit deeper with the Sixers. What do you make of their situation right now? Like, obviously they're 8-4 right now. They did win in overtime today, but obviously, like, in terms of a return package, we would be looking to get Ben Simmons. And there's been a lot of clamor about, like, oh, yeah, he's essentially, or Rockets Twitter, clamor from Rockets Twitter that it's Ben Simmons or bust, Ben Simmons or bust. Have you seen this guy's stat line?
No, what is he doing? Horrible.
Just on the season, yeah, I think he's averaging, like, the lowest. I know it's a small sample size, 12 games, but, dude, this was an overtime game today. He played 30-plus minutes. Guess how many points he scored?
6.
5.
Damn, I was close.
And he attempted 2 shots.
What is he doing out there? Just having a good
2.
time?
Yeah, I would hope so. I would legit hope the guy's having a great time to only be taking 2 shots.
Was he?
But
I mean, how many assists did he have?
I think he had double-digit assists.
Yeah. I mean, but I'm not trading Harden for Rajon Rondo.
Yeah.
So
Are you basically making that comparison?
I mean, that's a Rajon Rondo stat line.
Yeah, no, 100%, honestly. And you and I have been on this. Like, essentially, we both were in agreement that Ben Simmons just isn't it, man.
Yeah. But let's be clear. We also said Tyler Hero was it. And he's not for biggest.
Hold on, he balled out today though. He had
Wow.
34. He had 34 points.
Yeah, I understand that, but I mean, after we gassed him up, he did nothing to back up our claim for the next 2 weeks.
True, but to be fair, the Heat were struggling in general. We know that the dude doesn't get as many looks as he should. Like, if he was to get traded in Houston, he would be averaging way more shot attempts, I think.
That is true.
But the whole point here is that, like, yes, I get it. You and I were essentially, you know, singing this tune about, like, Tyler Hero, and obviously the dude, he had his ups and downs. But at the same time, everybody has been talking about, like, Ben Simmons, and dude hasn't had one single good game to show for it, honestly. Not
Yeah, I
good,
can't.
but nothing memorable, if that makes sense.
Yeah, before we even started this podcast, I was never in agreement with getting Ben Simmons. I don't know what he does for our team and our future, really. Like, he's not someone I feel like you can build around. He has to be that number 2 or number 3 guy. And I mean, we don't even have a number 1 guy at the moment. So why would we pick up number 2 and number 3 and then just take up all of our cap space and not get a number 1?
Yeah.
Like, I would just rather rebuild, like, just blow it up.
I think it's pretty safe to say that the Rockets don't have a single player on their team currently, maybe outside of Christian Wood, just because Christian Wood is kind of like in year 2, I would say. even though he's been in the league prior to this year for several years actually.
Yeah.
But last season was his breakout year, and it was because he started getting minutes. And so, like, he's still a young cat. Like, he's 25 years old. I would say, in the next 5 years, I could definitely see Christian Wood becoming an all-star.
Yeah.
So outside of him, Rockets don't really have anybody in terms of like
No, we
who
have no trade value or nothing.
nothing. So like I don't know what the focal point of this trade is going to be, whether it's we get back a crap load of picks, if we're going to get back a young player who has a pretty high ceiling and a collection of picks, whatever the case may be, but dude, I cannot be any more like clear than right now about how much I genuinely do not want Ben Simmons on this team. Like he does nothing to solve this crisis that we're in.
Yeah, he's just a filler at that point, honestly. Like I'm with you kind of. I would go with, even if we can't get like a young talent, give me like 4 draft picks. How I guess that's the max you can do. Give me 4 first round picks, and give me whoever you want to throw in that trade. I'm kind of over this, honestly. Like the whole Rockets James Harden situation. That's
Yeah.
why I haven't really been but like we've just been watching the games. I'm just like checked out as Harden checked out as well.
So let me ask you this. Let's say, okay, given what transpired today, does it make it, in your opinion? I know you asked me this. I said that we should start picking up the phones.
Yeah.
If the Rockets can't find themselves within the next month or so, to get a adequate trade, like a return package,
Yeah.
do you turn to the Nets who are willing to offer Karis LeVert some filler and then a boatload of picks? Like, do you go in that direction?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't even have to finish the sentence. Yeah. Just, I mean, because that's basically reiterating what I was saying. Like, I'm okay with being patient, trying to find the right offer. But if we're approaching the trade deadline, we don't have anything, I'm willing to force a trade at that point. Like, just give me 4 first round picks and whoever you want to throw in it.
Dang, that's such a sad ending to to the Harden era.
And this is coming from arguably the biggest Harden fan. I've literally defended the guy and let him take over my brain-eating amoeba for a whole decade. So, I mean, I'm just done with it
man.
at this point.
Dude, you and I both. I feel like you and I should definitely see a doctor soon.
Yeah, there's
Um,
if they like did brain surgery, there would literally be stuff inside of our brain that's just corrupting us.
like we're terminally ill.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know about all that.
Yeah, it's a sad day. Honestly, it was a sad year. 2020 has been bad for Houston sports.
It's been, I don't. I'll let you explain it. I just don't remember a darker year in sports for any city.
I don't know a darker year in sports for any city. Like,
Yeah.
this is for 3 teams, mind you. The Astros get caught with cheating, or at least the reports came out with cheating. The Rockets kind of crumbled in the playoffs in 2020, and then like Harden coming out towards the end of 2020 requesting a trade.
Yeah.
And then the Texans just completely looking awful. They trade DeAndre Hopkins. They're essentially out of the playoffs towards the end of 2020, and kind of like the beginning of Deshaun Watson sort of stating his frustration. And, it doesn't look like it's coming to an end in 2021. It's carrying over in the new year.
It sucks how quickly the tables can turn. Like, I mean, the Astros are still contenders, so I'll kind of leave them out of this conversation. Even though they got caught cheating, they're still contenders, so they're kind of excluded from this. But I mean, the Rockets and Texans were both on the cusp of going to the championship or doing something special in a year or two prior before all this meltdown. So to go from that to just what we're at now is so bad.
Yeah, I know, man. That's such a good point. I'm at a loss for words. I think.
We should make Marvin's Room the outro for this video.
Yeah, for real. Hey, honestly, look into that when you edit this.
Yeah, I got you. I'll hit up Drake for approval.
All right, sounds good. Okay. Well, we're coming up to the end of the video. We appreciate you guys for tuning in. Make sure you check us out on Instagram and Twitter where we're promoting our videos. Follow us on Spotify. Make sure you like and leave a review on Apple Podcast, and don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, share on YouTube as well. We're on all those platforms. We appreciate y'all's support, and we're looking forward to. Why are you laughing?
It just sounds like the brain eating amoeba took over your brain, dude. It sounds like you're struggling.
Yeah, seriously. Wow, you threw me off my game, man.
My bad, dude. I mean, you repeated. I'm not gonna lie. You repeated the same thing at least 3 times.
Which ones? Which
The
part?
like and subscribe. Make sure you check us out here.
I did. Yeah. But yeah, you guys know the deal, man. You know what platforms we're on: YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts. Check us out on there. I'm giving you guys basically another rundown. Instagram, Twitter, we're on there. Go like us, Hoop MCs. We appreciate y'all's support, and we will see y'all next episode. Peace.
Thank you guys. Later.
Trauma bonds, got close off of battle scars. Equal pain, so we think it's equal game. Same team, but it's different hearts. Same goals, but it's different shots. Thought we was winning the same. Turns out you were just running me game. Should've known, but I couldn't guess it. It's a damn shame.